Unit 5 Writing Classes, Topic 5.5 Mutator Methods. In Java IDEs, it is common once instance variables are declared to generate getter and setter methods for each instance variable. Remember, a void method does not return a value. Its header contains the keyword void before the method name. A mutator or modifier method is often a void method that changes the values of instance variables or static variables. Mutator methods allow safe changes to private instance variables outside the class. They can be referred to as set methods or setters. Here's the person class example we saw back in topic 5.1. A mutator method is a void method. Let's look at the basic structure of a mutator method. It must be public so that it can be used, accessed by other classes. It does not return a value, so it contains the keyword void. Normally, it starts with set. If it has a parameter, its parameter type must match the instance variable to be modified. It will then assign the parameter value to the instance variable. Notice, incrementing or decrementing instance variables are also a form of modifying them. If you choose to do this, parameters may not be needed. Let's practice. Write mutator methods for all of these instance variables. This is what they might look like. We have a set name, set type, and set age. As mutator methods are void, they will not store a value to be returned. In order to display the modified values, you will need to call system.out.print on the accessor methods. Let's practice. Remember the cow class we began writing? We had a constructor, an accessor method, getSound, that would output moo, another accessor method, getType, that would output Holstein. Now we have a mutator method called milkCow. Here's another accessor method that gets the number of milkings and displays it. We have another mutator method call and another mutator method call. Finally, we call another accessor method that will display 3. We had previously written our instance variables and constructor. What might our accessor and mutator methods look like? Here are our accessor methods. Notice they are non-void methods that return the values stored in the instance variables. Here is our mutator method. Notice that this is a void method without parameters. Since I'm modifying my instance variable through incrementation, parameters are not needed. Common errors with mutator methods. Look at this class. What are the errors in this code? Remember, the variable on the left is the variable that is being modified or assigned a value. In this case, the instance variable should be modified and should therefore be on the left. This is what the code should look like. Remember that parameters are local variables. In this case, integer a only exists within the constructor. It cannot be called within the mutator method. Each method needs its own parameters. This is the correct way of writing it. Use this code to identify errors in the next problem. This is an animal class with 2 private instance variables. We see a constructor that takes in 2 parameters, an accessor method, and mutator method. These are all correct. Using the animal class previously defined, identify the errors in this code. You cannot change the state of an object by only using an accessor method. One way you could modify it using the accessor method would be by combining it with a mutator method. In this case, 1.setAge, and within the parameters, I would call 1.getAge and increment that by 1. An object of a class cannot access or modify the instance variables from a different class. I cannot directly access the private instance variable in this manner. One way I can access and modify the instance variable is through a mutator method. In this case, 2.setAge with the value 8.